The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, is locked in a continuing battle with governors who have completed their terms, including Kogi's Yahaya Bello, Kaduna Nasir El-Rufai, and Edo's Godwin Obaseki. These former governors have faced scrutiny from the Anti-Corruption Agency over alleged financial misconduct during their time in office. The face-offs have raised questions about the EFCC's role in post-tenure accountability and whether the agency's actions are politically motivated. Despite the challenges, the EFCC maintains that its investigations are based on evidence and aimed at ensuring public officials are held accountable for mismanagement of state resources. For Bello, El-Rufai, and Obaseki, the ongoing confrontations with the EFCC have drawn significant attention as they navigate the challenges of life after office. Now for a chat on the recurring face-off between governors who have served their terms, such as Kogi's Yahaya Bello, Kaduna's El-Rufai, Godwin Obaseki, and the EFCC. We're now joined by lawyer and politician Abubakar Yesufu. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here again.
Now, in 2024, the EFCC released a statement alleging that at least 58 former governors were involved in the misappropriation, embezzlement, or laundering of approximately 2.187 trillion naira over a span of 25 years. And of course, we've seen this ongoing war between the EFCC and governors as soon as they leave office. What do you make of all this ongoing war?
Well, I'm not surprised in the sense that in any state, no matter how poor that state is, the governor is often the richest person and the most powerful in that state because of the very, very enormous financial war chest at their disposal, which they can get through either their security votes or through the local government funds. And so once they leave office or before they leave office, they normally use the accumulated illicit funds to intimidate security agencies. And thank God the EFCC has been able to stand to some of these threats. One would wonder what it would have been if it was a regular police like Alagmo or Manti. So those things that you really know what you carry would have been very paramount. So EFCC has taken a challenge. If you look at the present head of the EFCC, within a year he has recovered over 100 billion. And $100 billion and 10 billion pounds, among other things. So it's it's a kind of ongoing battle, and but that is not to say that we should throw in its entirety the baby on the bathwater. There are still some governors that are that have been able to show brilliance, excellence, and accountability. So if you really look at the country, there are essentially three personalities that have been able to speak truth to power, and they are as follows. Not necessarily governors, some are not even, but some are not even governors, but some are governors. They include, but not limited to, Okonjo Iweala, very brilliant, but an agent of capitalist vampires, which includes America and whatnot. And two, Sanusi, Sanusi, who was so brazen and told the government, as it were, that there has been a theft of more than $40 million from NNPC. That one cost him his position in central bank. And then went to Kano as an emir. Not done yet. Gunduje, that was the governor there, was not able to compete with his intelligence and whatever. But my boss, Dr. Musa Rabiu Kwankwaso, was able to, contend with his intelligence. I might interest you to note that in Kano State, that was where they first introduced the single treasury account. And when Kwankwaso was leaving office, the account was very robust until his successor came, who is now the chairman of APC. Same applies to Obaseki. Obaseki was also very ruthless in telling the truth that he believes to power, that, look, we are going down this road and this is not the road to go. He went as far as even telling the government of Buhari that this micro and even macroeconomic management, which you intend to cure by printing more notes is going to be tantamount like the Uganda option. So let us not do this. And that one acted the powers that be, and it became an irritant to the government. They were not able to do anything until he left office. Now that he has left office, they are hounding him. And like I told the world, the issue of Obaseki's hunt, so to say, is rather unfortunate, because it's like a battle between the powerless conscience versus the conscienceless power. He's abroad. He has told me, and I verily believe that he will come when he has finished his medicals. So it will continue to be so long as the governor in any state is the richest. So nobody can really compete with the governor. There are times they can even hold the president to ransom. Can you see the issue of local government? They have asked them to allow the local government to breach, but they have respected this order of the Supreme Court in breach rather than observance. So we continue to experience this until, maybe Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu can be very decisive in giving effect to the law to the ruling or judgment from the Supreme Court, so to say.
All right. Now, as a barrister, would you like to see the day when constitutional amendments are made to limit governor's immunity when it comes to corruption cases? Yes,
I think the immunity clause that is giving vent or platform to various governors to draw circles to around the machinery of government and governance should actually be altered. That is not to say that completely the immunity should be removed so that distractions will not be manifest. But some of those things that will make them above the law, I think we should have a second look at it and let us amend the constitution and let them face the music even while they are in office. Because at times, they rape the state treasury, and nobody's able to talk to them. And again, people sometimes leave the blame at the doorstep of the EFCC by asking you, how many people has the commission been able to convict? It is not the attention, it is not the power, it is not in the realm of the EFCC to convict. Yes, I know when you are prosecuting, you want to convict, but don't forget that these people are so rich, superfluously rich. They have funds to attract or hire the best lawyers, and they normally come out victorious. So the commission will investigate and take you to the courts for trial. But if you're able to hire because of your wealth, and that should not be put at the doorstep of the commission. Like somebody was telling me when I was coming that when you tell your friend that you're going to commit a crime, you're an accomplice. But when you tell him after you have committed that crime, you become his lawyer. That is to say that even in political, we have also political criminals. If by the time you tell the police before you rig the election, and during the rigging of the election, you tell INEC. After the rigging, you probably will tell some members of the judiciary. So that is what we're experiencing.
Sad, isn't it? I'm wondering how these investigations affect or impact Nigeria's broader political landscape, especially saying that even many of these governors, while facing investigations of corruption, still go on to become senators and, take on, more political offices in Nigeria. How do you see this investigation impacting the political landscape?
Well, you see, some say it's a problem of leadership. Some say, it's a problem of followership. I think it's neither here nor there. If you see the way they have weaponized hunger in Nigeria, you discover that people that are very principled, by the time they become poor and despondent, they are ready to sell their reputation for a morsel of bread. Look at, I'm not saying Yaya Bello is wanting, but you can see the thunderous ovation and rousing welcome that he received when he got to Kogi. I'm sure the commission will be grinning and almost despondent. They have submitted him before the court for trial. So it's not in their own capacity to say, convict this man. I'm not saying he's guilty, but I'm a lawyer. Until the court says a man is guilty, he stands to be innocent.
Okay, well said. Now, how would you rate the judiciary's handling of political cases in terms of how it's evolved since our return to democracy?
Well, I'm not just, I'm not just a lawyer. I'm a senior member of the bar. So it will be uncharitable for me to blame the judiciary in total for what is happening. But in some instances, you discover that the judiciary, is worthy of blame. Let us take the case of Kano's Court of Appeal decision, in which, a part of that judgment gave victory to APC. The conclusion gave the victory to NNPP. Suffice it to say that the head of that Court of Appeal is in the Supreme Court. There's no admonishment, no punishment whatsoever. And again, you need to also blame the lawyers. That is not in all instances. Let us forget electoral petition matters. Not in all instances you really litigate. And there are some instances where you advise your client that this is not worth litigating. And like I always say, Lord Denning, in the historic case of Rondell versus Wansell, it was very emphatic as it was clear. He said that the role of a legal practitioner is very paramount. He owes a duty to the court, and he went further to state his duty. One, that is not, he should not consciously misstate the facts. He should not bring a charge of fraud when he has no evidence to substantiate. He should disregard the most specific instruction from his clients if it conflicts with his duty to the court. He said, the law which allows a barrister to do all this, it's not necessarily cast in the mold of Hammurabi or conically rigid. It's a code of honor. So if the legal practitioners, they can come together, NBA and especially disciplinary committee of the bar, like what the Supreme Court did to some very senior members of the bar, when they were trying to force the Apex Court to relitigate a matter they have already had, and they even ensured that they were personally, made to pay the fine. If they can be so abrasive and let also the disciplinary committee of the bar meant their punishment on erring lawyers, I think we'll have a better society.
There have been talks and allegations of the EFCC not doing their proper homework before going to, bring these cases against the former governors and saying that they engage more in media trial. Do you think that there needs to be some, maybe putting their house in order or some reforms within the EFCC to ensure that they don't just engage, as said, in media trials and, they get all of their facts in place so that it's not a case of, some cases being thrown out of court for lack of proper investigation and evidence?
I think the commission needs training and retraining, I must say that. But again, don't forget that the governor, like I told you, is the richest man in the state, even the poorest state. Before he goes to the tribunal, you can see the rigmarole that our good friend Yaya involved the commission. Before he gets to that place, before he gets to the commission, eventually we discover that he has made all plans, and it's like arresting or putting the elephant in a room. Don't forget that the issue of bail. So they want to quickly take him before, they'll take whosoever is in their custody before the court or judiciary. And don't forget too that, except for murder, bail is often at the discretion of the court, and more often than not, it is exercising in favor of the detainee, so to say, or the defendant. And, Justice Otutu Obaseki has told us in the case of Inua Sadao versus the state, said it does not give the court any joy to see offenders or defendants escape the penalty they richly deserve. But until they are found guilty, they're entitled to be free. So they are not supposed to spend more than 24 hours or 48 hours, but they normally go the extra length to get an order of the court to detain them for 1 week. Thereafter, they go to court, and where these people can hire 20, 30 senior advocates of Nigeria to come and compete with very young lawyers from the commission. I think this is time for us to pump in more money to the commission and allow the commission, let them take their legal department very seriously by ensuring that they go for training and retraining so that they can compete and contest their matters. It is not the work of the commission to actually get an acquitter at all, a conviction at all costs. It's for them to bring, the suspect or the defendant before the court, and they lay bare their facts. If the facts are convincing enough, they will get a conviction. But where they are not, the facts are not convincing enough, they get an acquitter. So the essence is to get justice to the courts, justice to the defendant, justice to the society, and even justice to you, the fourth estate of the realm. So we need to look at the budget. The commission is getting for his activities. Everybody's talking of the EFCC. Nobody's talking of ICPC and all that. But I think the commission is trying, like the present head of the commission. It's a reincarnation of Ribadu meeting, it's my opinion. And in matters of opinion, there can be no dispute. Gusty Bill, no dispute out. We should encourage them, and we should not forget that they are fighting a lion. So let us ensure that we assist them in gagging that lion and ensuring that the fight is fair and just. So by the time you ask a senior advocate of Nigeria to meet a boy who's barely 5 years or 10 years as a prosecutor in court, definitely the result will be manifest. It is going to result in either acquittal or frivolous adjournments, and the case not taking the operative or the prosecutor might even be retired or sent away. So they will not be there to conclude that trial. So it ends up in acquittal or dismissal. So that is the fate of the commission as of today.
Well said. Now, how do you think it might help corruption agencies? How do you think... Okay, let me rephrase my question. How can anti-corruption agencies do a better job at preserving evidence during a governor's tenure as opposed to trying to dig for it after the fact?
Well, we have advised the commission, that, they should ensure that before a governor leaves office, they should carry out a thorough investigation. Ribadu did this very well, and the president head is also doing this. So, but like I told you, there are loopholes that the very big elephant in the room is still exploiting. When you say, man, the richest in any state, when it's coming to the commission, you can decide to bring 10,000 people, to the commission will be overwhelmed. So let us try and also give kudos to the commission where it is necessary, and also give them blame where it is necessary. Don't forget that the president has even told the world that since he came to office, about 24 officials, they have been dismissed. As we speak, 10 are still in custody. 27. So, they're trying to do the best. So anything that happens, they say, call the EFCC. Nobody says call the ICPC or call Kwanti or call Alagmo or whatever. So we should be able to give kudos to them and criticize them. We have cases against the EFCC in court, and we also criticize them when it is necessary, as just we are doing now. It's a critique of the commission.
Fantastic views there. Thank you so much, Mr. Abubakar Yesufu, lawyer and politician, for sharing your views on this issue.
Thank you so much.